Chair, I yield the remainder of my time to you for further questions.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kennedy yields to me. Mr. Mujica, a few weeks ago, Governor Jennifer Gonzalez-Colon signed Puerto Rico's first balanced budget certified by the Financial Oversight Board since its creation under PROMESA 9 years ago. As the board alluded to in both its certification and its media release, this was a responsible budget jointly developed between the governor and her administration, the Legislative Assembly, and the board that prioritizes essential services for our fellow Americans in Puerto Rico. Can you briefly discuss the Oversight Board's working relationship with Governor Gonzalez-Colon and her administration, including the processing of and collaboration that led to the signing of Puerto Rico's first certified balanced budget?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I just want to clarify the point. The certification was that the governor submitted a balanced budget to the legislature. That budget was substantially also then certified by the board as balanced as passed. In order to make the determination if it's balanced, we'd have to wait to the end of the fiscal year to make sure that it stays in balance.
Understood.
So, with that stipulation, we are collaborating very well with the governor. We have, the development of this budget is a new era in collaboration between the Oversight Board, who's been doing a lot of work internally, and then doing the budgets. We need to transfer that knowledge and transfer that work into the government, because you can't flip the switch one day and then the government's now in charge of all of that. So what we've committed to, and the governor has committed to this too, is working on building the capacity internally. We're working together with the government. Our teams meet with them, discuss with them every single day. In the beginning of PROMESA, there was constant friction, constant fighting, constant challenging of the board's authority and Congress's authority through PROMESA. That doesn't seem to be happening in this first 6 months of the governor's term. Will we disagree on things? Yes, and there still will be challenges. But in terms of budget development and working on, I think what you saw is a good example of how we can work together with the governor.
Thanks, Mr. Mujica. If I could ask you a quick follow-up question on PREPA. We've heard that PREPA has withheld funds from LUMA and Genera's operational accounts. Has that issue been raised with FOMB, and what, if any, actions have you taken?
Yes, it has. We've brought the parties together because there seems to be a disagreement as to these issues, but there are payments that are not being made, both to LUMA and to Genera, in terms of their overall budget and what was agreed to before. The challenge is that the revenues just aren't there. So the PREPA is just not taking in sufficient revenues to make all of the payments that LUMA and Genera expect. Before 2017, PREPA hadn't done a rate case for 30 years, 28 to be exact. And then since 2017, they did one, and now they just starting one now. Hopefully that rate case will result in sufficient revenues so that they can actually make the payments that they need to make.
Has, Ms. Sager, quick question for you. Has the GAO identified any gaps in accountability, financial disclosure, or stakeholder engagement, either for the FOMB or for the Puerto Rico government itself?
We did not explicitly assess that as part of our review. Having said that, it also did not emerge as a challenge that we elicited during the course of our work. I would reiterate what we just heard, that the collaboration appears to demonstrate a culture change, which is what will be essential to the stability of that moving forward and institutionalizing the nature of transparency, accountability, and visibility into where the money is going.
Understood. Thank you. Can you talk for a minute about OPAL, the Budget Office of the Legislative Assembly? Can you talk about the upsides and downsides of how it operates?
We can. We talked about that in our most recent report and highlighted that in the testimony. So it essentially serves as a guardrail, roughly similar to what we know in the federal level as CBO. However, one of the constraints with it is that as it issues its work, it is not always heeded by the legislature. And so going forward, I think it's going to be important for that relationship to continue to evolve so that it does, in fact, serve as the guardrail that it is intended to do so.
Great. Your timing was perfect. The time that had been yielded me is now expired, so the gentleman's time is expired.